7.4, question 3. At a community hospital, the burn center is experimenting with a new plasma compress treatment. A random sample of N1, 308 patients with minor burns received the compress treatment. Of these patients, it was found that 250 had no visible scars. Okay, so let's draw this. This seems to be our first sample, and then we'll have a second sample. So what do we get here? This is 250, all right, so I'm just going to write it 250 out of 308. I don't know why that is so thick. Can't get rid of it. And then in the second, all right, another random sample of 412 with minor burns with no plasma compress. For this group, 103 had no visible scars. So this is 103 out of 412. So this is 103 out of 412. That's better. Now, let P1 be the population of all patients receiving. All right, so this is going to be P1. This will be our P2. Now, find a 99% confidence interval for P1 minus P2. All right, so we know what to do here. We will go to Stat, over to Tests, and now we want P1 minus P2. So we are going to go down to item B, and B is the two proportion Z interval. And let's get our numbers in here. So X1, we can just go right up here. Here's our first population. So it's going to be 250, 308. All right, so let's get those in. 250, 308. Then N2, X2 and N2, 103 out of 412. And the confidence level is 99%. All right, and then we'll calculate. Here's what I'm getting. I'm getting 0.48224 to 0.64114. And we are supposed to round to 3 decimal places. So how about this? I'm going to go 0.482. That's going to be less than P1 minus P2, which in turn is less than 0.641. So the lower limit is going to be 0.482, and the upper limit is going to be 0.641. And let's just look at this interval. It's all positive numbers. So if it's all positive numbers, it must be that P1 is greater than P2, right? It must be that P1 is greater than P2. Now P1, these are the people who got the plasma compress treatment. P2 is the people who did not. So part B says, explain the meaning of this confidence interval. All right, so let's see, what do we have? We cannot make any conclusions. I think we can, right? Because this is bigger. This proportion is probably going to be bigger than this proportion. So let's say, because the interval contains only positive numbers, we can say there's a higher proportion of patients with no visible scars among those who received the treatment. Yeah, these are people who received the treatment, and this proportion is higher than these. What is this one here? Both positive and negative? That's not true, and this is only negative. So this is going to be our conclusion right here.